Welcome back to a new Boom Beach video. It is a very special episode because after this upgrade is done, I can upgrade the last thing I need for a fully maxed out base in Boom Beach. I think I'll be sitting at around the 75% mark for EXP, and I'm really excited for that. But look at this offer. You get 12 crystals for 1,200 diamonds. Is it worth it? You're basically spending 100 diamonds per crystal. But if you think that's worth it, go for it. In addition to that, if you are gonna do it, make sure you enter code COSMIC in the shop. Remember, you have to do it every week. And if you have something like this where it says name different, name is not different, all you have to do to fix it is have a capital C and it will work. But I wanted to do the intro on that account because I want to go back to my low level starting over account. Now, I don't have the offer on this account, so that's kind of why I told you to enter code COSMIC in the shop. On my low level Let's Play account, the account I'm not allowed to spend diamonds on. I might bring that back. Now, I did spend diamonds on this account a while ago. It's only for videos, but I don't think I'm going to spend much or buy more diamonds as much as I normally would. But we're going to load up tanks, which sucks. It's 120 diamonds, so let's make sure we're entering code COSMIC in the shop. I'm sorry I keep plugging this. We're gonna gym this up. It's 120 diamonds and we're gonna hit Dr. T. Now, a lot of people have been asking for low level gameplay. Before we jump into the video, I want to give a brief shout out to our Discord server. We're getting close to 500 members, and as soon as we hit 500 members, we're gonna be giving away one of these, a Boom Beach critter, a low level account, you know, the usual stuff. So this is me showing you some low level tank gameplay. As soon as you get smoke, you have the option between using tanks or smoky warriors. Those are the two best combinations in Boom Beach, but I would say don't use tanks unless you have two in each boat at this level. If you're at a lower level, you could get away with it, but if you're as high as I am, if you're past like a level 32, I would say don't go for the two. Or don't go for tanks unless you can get two in one boat. But tanks are really good because if you use them right and don't let them die off, you don't have to train them up and you don't have to spend diamonds trying to train them up. So it's really nice if you don't have a lot of diamonds and you don't have instant training. They're also really strong and pretty cheap if you don't lose any. Like warriors, you're typically gonna lose some over the battle, but tanks you won't. Use tanks if you can. I love tanks. I love smoky warriors, but I love tanks more. So that's tip number one for playing Boom Beach at a low level. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is make sure you log on every day to attack the daily events. Now, it's especially important, I think it's Fridays Imitation Game comes out, but it's especially important to do that during Imitation Game because Imitation Game is by far the best event in the cycle of evil to get loot. And if you want loot, and if you're in need of loot, that's where you would go. Now, if you need loot across the week, don't drop down green statues. Now, someone a couple days ago commented and said, Christian, Jimmy, like, why do you guys always point out people who have green statues in your videos? Because green statues aren't good. I'm sorry if I offend some of you players who have green statues, but take it from someone who's been playing Boom Beach for 5.5 years on multiple accounts. That's not the way to get loot. Now, I know you think it is, and you like seeing all that loot produced, but that's not the way you should be getting loot. The way you should be getting loot is by attacking players. If you don't want to attack that many players, I think I calculated you have to like log in and do like one attack to make resource reward, which is the alternative statue to get loot. You have to log on like once a day, attack once to have resource reward beat out the life statues you would get. So make sure if you need loot is to drop resource reward and not life statues. Now, if you can't get a resource reward masterpiece, resource reward guardians are just as good. I mean, I would say always try to get a resource reward masterpiece. I've had, when I was pushing in Boom Beach, when I was upgrading my main account for the first time, when I was playing Boom Beach for the first time, I had like 6 or 7 resource reward guardians, and it honestly helps so much. I had over 100% on boosted resource reward, so I was getting twice as much loot for every base I destroyed that people normally get. And honestly, that makes the biggest difference in the world. It gets you so much loot. And at the time, we didn't have instant training. We also didn't have an extra builder. And if I had those, I would be able to max out my base crazy fast in Boom Beach. So if you need loot, get resource reward. Now, if you can't get yourselves anything resource reward related, then I would probably go for the other purple and other red statues. Literally all of them are going to help you beat higher level players, so you don't have to wait a day to find a new opponent. Beating higher level players typically mean they'll have more loot for you. And I know especially at a lower level, trying to get iron and trying to get stone is always a pain. So having the ability to take down people who actually have a lot of that is very, very helpful. So statue choice is another big tip for new players trying to get big on Boom Beach. I guess my third tip, if I had to give you one, would be, come on, attacking. You know you can flank around trees, right? You can walk through trees. I see so many lower level players having like all of their trees in the back and then their core right under the trees and then all of their defenses in front of the core. So anyone can just flare around and take down the back of the base. I'm not sure I want to tell people this tip because it seems like a lot of people don't know. And if I ever start a new account, it's really nice finding someone who's a lot higher level than me that I can just flank around the base. So those are my main tips. If you want an upgrade choice, like if you want to know what things you probably should upgrade, I would say is try to stick with offensive stuff. I know it's controversial and I know people will say you're rushed, but this isn't Clash of Clans. You're not penalized for rushing your core in Boom Beach, and it's so nice. It allows us to push up, only have offense. Now that means you'll be attacked more, but honestly, I don't think it's that much more that you would be attacked. But yeah, you will be attacked more, and you will be losing more battles if you don't upgrade your defense. But I find that you typically log on to Boom Beach, do a bunch of attacks, upgrade something, then log off. So if you play it right, you won't really have a bunch of loot. But I mean, even if you don't do that, I would still recommend going offense route. Honestly, at the end of the day, it is going to be a grind trying to upgrade your base, and it's going to take time to upgrade your base. But if you use those 3 little tips I gave you, or 4 little tips, you're going to be way better off than if you weren't. So tanks, warriors, is the combination you want to use to defeat players. So corner bases where the headquarters is in the corner. Kind of like this, but you know, I'm not thinking of Dr. T, I'm thinking about like the square Boom Beach player base. Those, I would probably try to stick with warriors. They're going to be your best friend. You could walk up the edge, it's super easy. You won't use a lot of energy for smoke, and a lot of defenses won't hit your warriors. And then if it's a front-loaded base, I mean, you could also use warriors or tanks. It really doesn't matter. Tanks, I just like all around because you tend to lose less when you attack a base. In bases like this, where they have a ton of HP on the core, warriors, probably not the right move. If it's an abnormally large amount of HP on the core, don't use warriors, use tanks. And you need to clear out a snipe, so you can sit here and snipe the base, kind of like me. I mean, I know there's a couple rocket launchers hitting my snipe, but those things aren't going to do anything. Okay, enough about that. I hope you're enjoying this starting over account gameplay. I honestly haven't been on this account in so long, so it's kind of nice and kind of refreshing. I was going to do a Warships video. We have Season 9 of Warships out. But no. It's going awful. I'm sorry for all the people I told in our sneak peek video that heavies probably aren't going to be good. After I uploaded that, I was like, shoot. Like, you're going to use heavies with rocket choppers to distract. And turns out it did, but I ended up not upgrading my heavies right away, and I lost a bunch of battles until I upgraded them. So it is important that you upgrade them. Anyway, that's my low warships tips. This has too much HP. We're not going to attack it. That's just too much for me. So let's attack some higher level players. This person is level 38. I'm sitting at a level 34. And he has life statues. But I am glad to see he does have one resource reward, Guardian. which makes me believe that he probably needs resources. Everyone down here needs resources. So if you need resources, I'm glad he's going with that route. He just has a bunch of life statues, which, I mean, if you need statues, one could make the case that it would be better than like a 12% resource reward statue or something. I'm not even sure if that percent is even possible. It's just a super low percent. Oh, come on. That boom cannon didn't drop. We're going to activate Dr. Kavan. We're going to get some riflemen on our front lines to try to... Okay, that flare completely screwed me over. I'm trying to distract from the cannons I'm about to encounter. And you know what? Let's re-flare on this base and just snipe the core. I don't know if it would have been faster just to hit it, just flare to it, but I am being precautious and I'm not going to take any chances with losing the battle. So we're just going to position ourselves up here. I'm just going to let my troops go so I can drop a couple artillery on the core. Even though it doesn't do anything, let's just flare to it. Can we just get a couple more? There we go. Let's just hit that core. The reason I bring Dr. Kavan is kind of twofold. One, he heals up my troops, which is super nice. And also he casts a damage reduction spell over my troops, which is also nice. The main reason is I can spawn riflemen in front of my tanks, and it allows for a little buffer. You know, typically I'd want to bring Bullet with energy drink, which is a higher level Boom Beach hero. But I don't have that yet. We're honestly getting really close here to this distress beacon, and I think that's when we unlock Captain Everspark. Yeah, so we're gonna be able to grab Captain Everspark soon. I think I need to upgrade my radar again, but I don't really log on to this account very much, so I'm not able to hold loot very well. So I've been at level 34 for like half a year just because I haven't been able to log on to this account for a while. Or not even that, it's just not consistent enough to get upgrades done that make considerable progress. So, I'm gonna activate Dr. Kavan, get some riflemen so I can distract these sniper towers. Usually I just do it with cannons, but these sniper towers look pretty high level, so we'll get a couple down. Also, his cannons are like completely out of range. These cannons aren't gonna do anything to me. They're also very low level, so that's nice. But after this battle, it's probably going to be it. I really enjoyed playing on this account. I will try to get better at warships and bring you warships content soon. But there's no point in me making a warships video if I lose every battle. Currently, if you want to know, my main account's at around Iron 13. That's it for the video. Remember, if you want a critter just like this, go join our Discord server. As soon as we hit 500 members, we're going to be giving one of these away. And it's a very cute Boom Beach critter. You can't buy these anymore. They're out forever. It's not this one. It's a different one that's been on open. So make sure you do that if you want the critter. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like as always. And I'll talk to you in the next Boom Beach video. Bye.